I found out the way people usually find out when they're being edged out politely, through details. A seating chart forwarded without names. A schedule that skipped over an entire branch of the family. My sister's wedding website updated with hotel blocks and shuttle times that didn't apply to us. It all arrived wrapped in efficiency, as if a mission could pass for organization. I asked my mother directly because that's how she liked things, clean face to face, no misunderstandings she didn't control. There are limits, she said, tapping her phone like it was a calculator. 82 guests. That's the number. I waited. Numbers can mean anything until they're attached to people. You and your daughter aren't part of this, she added, then smiled. It wasn't a big smile. It was the kind you use when you want credit for staying calm. You're not part of this family. My sister stood a few feet behind her, arms crossed, eyes on the floor. She didn't look surprised. She didn't look relieved either. Just absent. My daughter tugged on my sleeve. Is Auntie's party still on Saturday? She asked. Yes, I said. My voice sounded steady. It surprised me. Am I wearing the blue dress? She asked. Not this time, I said. My mother exhaled, satisfied. She had delivered the line. She had watched it land. She was already done with the moment. I didn't argue. That's what they expected. Tears, explanations, bargaining. I had done all of that before in other years over other things. Holidays shortened, invitations lost. Birthdays folded into errands. I knew the shape of those conversations. They always ended the same way, with me apologizing for wanting too much. So I nodded. I said, okay. I took my daughter's hand. We left. At home. My daughter asked if she had done something wrong. No, I said. This isn't about you. She accepted that the way kids do when the explanation is clear and the adult doesn't flinch. She went to her room and put the blue dress back in the closet without a ceremony. I stood in the hallway and listened to the hanger slide, the soft click of the door. I made dinner. We ate. We watched a show we'd already seen. Life went on, which was both comforting and sharp. Later that night, when the apartment was quiet, I sat at the kitchen table and opened my email. I wasn't looking for leverage. I was looking for confirmation. 6 months earlier, my sister had called me in a panic. The venue had a strict guest cap tied to fire code and insurance. She was worried about costs, about penalties, about deposits. I had handled events professionally for years. I knew contracts. I knew how often people forgot what they signed once the excitement took over. I can help, I'd said back then. I'd reviewed the agreement. I'd coordinated with the venue on room layout options. I'd even put my name down as the point of contact for logistics because my sister was overwhelmed and my mother didn't like dealing with vendors. I hadn't thought about it since. I searched my inbox. There it was, the thread, the attachment, the clause highlighted in yellow by me months ago, for reasons I couldn't remember. Maximum occupancy 82 guests, including wedding party vendors and coordinators, no exceptions, no standing room. Violations subject to cancellation without refund. I drafted a short email to the venue. Pull neutral. No family context. I need to confirm final guest count compliance. I wrote. Please note that 2 listed attendees have been removed. Updated total should reflect that. Thank you. I didn't accuse anyone of wrongdoing. I didn't threaten. I asked for confirmation. They replied the next morning. Thank you for the update, the coordinator wrote. We'll need to review the current list. We've noticed discrepancies between the submitted seating chart and the contracted maximum. We'll reach out to the booking party to clarify immediately. I closed my laptop. The call came to my mother first. I know because she called me seconds later, voice already sharp. What did you do? She demanded. I updated the count. I said. They're saying we're over, she said. They're saying we could lose the venue. I know, I said. That's what the contract says. My sister was screaming in the background. Not words, just sound. You knew. My mother said. You set this up. I read what was signed. I said. You told me I wasn't part of the family. I assumed you didn't want me handling family matters anymore. She started yelling then. About betrayal. About timing. About how cruel it was to do this now. I waited for a pause. There's always one. You have options, I said into it. Reduce the list to comply. Or find a different venue. Or postpone. I'm no longer involved. You're doing this because you're bitter, she said. I'm doing this because I was told, clearly, where I stand, I said. I adjusted accordingly. I ended the call. For the rest of the day, messages came in fragments, accusations, please. Someone suggested I reconsider, for the sake of peace. Someone else asked if my daughter could at least come to the ceremony and leave before dinner, like a workaround. I didn't respond. By evening, the venue had issued a formal notice. The guest list had to be revised within 48 hours or the contract would be voided. No appeals, no emotion, just policy. My sister texted me late that night. I didn't know Mom would say it like that, she wrote. I stared at the message. I thought about how silence functions as permission, how often I had been asked to understand, to wait, to be flexible. I know. I typed back. Then I deleted it. What I sent instead was shorter. I hope your day is beautiful. I won't be there. The wedding went on. Smaller than planned. Tense from what I heard. Some guests uninvited. Some offended. My mother furious with everyone and no one in particular. That weekend, my daughter and I took a train to the coast. We stayed in a small hotel with thin walls and good light. We ate pastries for breakfast. We walked by the water. She asked why families sometimes stop talking. Because they don't know how to listen, I said. She nodded, satisfied. I don't know what comes next. There was no apology, no reckoning, just distance. Settling into place like furniture you finally stop tripping over. What I know is this: I didn't raise my voice. I didn't beg. I didn't take anything that wasn't already mine to manage. I followed the rules they forgot applied to everyone. And for the first time, when my daughter asked where we belonged, I didn't hesitate before answering.